80 academic English vocabulary words for success. Writing and composition. Analyze. To examine something in detail to understand it. Example. The essay requires you to analyze the causes of climate change. Argue. To present reasons for or against something. Example. The author argues that technology improves education. To quote or refer to a source as evidence. Example. You must cite all references in your research paper. Conclude. To reach a final decision or judgment. Example. The study concludes that exercise boosts mental health. Define. To explain the meaning of a term or concept. Example. The first paragraph defines the key terms used in the study. Illustrate. To explain or clarify with examples or visuals. Example. The professor used a graph to illustrate the economic trends. Summarize. To give a brief overview of the main points. Example. Summarize the article in no more than 200 words. Synthesize. To combine information from multiple sources into a cohesive whole. Example. The paper synthesizes data from various experiments. Paraphrase. To restate something in different words. Example. Paraphrase the quote to avoid plagiarism. Thesis. The main argument or point of a paper. Example. Her thesis explores the impact of social media on youth. Research and evidence. Evidence. Facts or information supporting an argument. Example. The scientist provided evidence to support her hypothesis. Source. A book, article, or other material used for information. Example. Use credible sources for your bibliography. Data. Facts or statistics collected for analysis. Example. The data shows a correlation between diet and health. Hypothesis. A proposed explanation to be tested. Example. The hypothesis predicts that plants grow faster in sunlight. Methodology. The approach or methods used in research. Example. The methodology involved surveys and interviews. Validate. To confirm the accuracy or truth of something. Example. The experiment validated the researcher's theory. Reliable. Trustworthy or dependable. Often used for sources. Example. Use reliable sources like peer-reviewed journals. Bias. A tendency to favor one perspective, often unfairly. Example. The study was criticized for potential bias in its sampling. Primary source. Original material or first-hand evidence. Example. A diary is a primary source for historical research. Secondary source. A source that analyzes or interprets primary sources. Example. A textbook is a secondary source for this topic. Analysis and critical thinking. Evaluate. To assess the value or quality of something. Example. Evaluate the effectiveness of the new policy. Interpret. To explain the meaning of information or data. Example: the researcher interpreted the results as significant. Compare. To identify similarities between two or more things. Example: compare the economic systems of the two countries. Contrast. To highlight differences between two or more things. Example: the essay contrasts traditional and modern teaching methods. Infer. To draw a conclusion based on evidence. Example: we can infer that demand increased from the sales data. To judge or determine the value or significance of something. Example: the professor will assess your project based on creativity. Critique. To provide a detailed analysis or judgment, often pointing out flaws. Example: she critiqued the study for its small sample size. Imply. To suggest something indirectly. Example: the results imply a need for further research. Significance. The importance or relevance of something. Example: the study's significance lies in its environmental impact. Perspective. A particular viewpoint or way of looking at something. Example: the book offers a feminist perspective on history. Structure and organization. Introduction. The opening section that presents the topic and purpose. Example: the introduction outlines the essay's main argument. Conclusion. The closing section that summarizes key points. Example: the conclusion restates the importance of recycling. Transition. Words or phrases that connect ideas smoothly. Example: use transitions like however to link paragraphs. Coherence. The quality of being logical and consistent in writing. Example: ensure coherence by organizing your ideas clearly. Structure. The way a piece of writing is organized. Example: a clear structure improves the readability of your essay. Outline. A plan or framework for a piece of writing. Example: create an outline before drafting your paper. Paragraph. A section of text focused on a single idea. Example: each paragraph should support your thesis. Topic sentence. The sentence that introduces the main idea of a paragraph. Example: the topic sentence states the paragraph's focus. Clarity. The quality of being easy to understand. Example: aim for clarity when explaining complex ideas. Concise. Expressing ideas clearly in few words. Example: write concise sentences to avoid wordiness. Academic discussion and presentation. Contribute. To add ideas or input to a discussion. Example: she contributed valuable insights during the seminar. Debate. To discuss or argue opposing viewpoints. Example: the class debated the ethics of artificial intelligence. Elaborate. To provide more detail or explanation. Example: can you elaborate on your point about renewable energy? Clarify. To make something clearer or easier to understand. Example: let me clarify the assignment requirements. Question: to challenge or inquire about something. Example: he questioned the validity of the study's conclusions. Acknowledge: to recognize or give credit to an idea or contribution. Example: the author acknowledges opposing viewpoints. Propose: to suggest a plan or idea. Example: I propose we conduct a survey for the project. Defend: to support or justify an argument against criticism. Example: she defended her thesis during the oral exam. Summarize: to briefly restate the main points of a discussion. Example: at the end, summarize the key takeaways for the audience. Engage: to actively participate or involve others in discussion. Example: engage the audience with thought-provoking questions. Academic concepts and terms. Theory: a system of ideas to explain something. Example: Einstein's theory of relativity revolutionized physics. Concept: an abstract idea or principle. Example: the concept of democracy is central to the course. Framework: a structure or model for understanding something. Example: the study uses a theoretical framework to analyze data. Variable: a factor that can change in an experiment. Example: the variable in the study was the amount of sleep. Correlation: a relationship between two variables. Example: there's a correlation between stress and productivity. Causation: when one event directly causes another. Example: the study explores causation between diet and disease. Assumption: something accepted as true without proof. Example: the argument relies on the assumption that people act rationally. Implication: a possible effect or consequence of something. Example: the findings have implications for public policy. Objective: a goal or aim of a study or project. Example: the objective is to reduce carbon emissions. Subjective: based on personal opinions or feelings. Example: avoid subjective language in scientific reports. Evaluation and feedback. Strength: a positive or effective aspect of something. Example: the strength of the study is its large sample size. Weakness: a flaw or limitation in something. Example: a weakness of the research is its lack of diversity. Feedback: comments or suggestions for improvement. Example: the professor gave feedback on my draft. Revise: to make changes or corrections to improve something. Example: revise your essay to improve its structure. Criticism: analysis that points out faults or areas for improvement. Example: she offered constructive criticism on my presentation. Improve: to make something better. Example: use examples to improve the clarity of your argument. Address: To deal with or respond to an issue or question. Example: the paper addresses the problem of urban pollution. Refine. To improve by making small changes. Example: refine your thesis statement to make it more specific. Challenge. To question or dispute something. Example: the article challenges traditional economic theories. Support. To provide evidence or reasoning for an argument. Example: use data to support your claims in the essay. Advanced academic terms. Discourse. Written or spoken communication, often in an academic context. Example: the discourse on globalization is complex. Paradigm. A typical example or model of something. Example: the study introduces a new paradigm for learning. Empirical. Based on observation or experiment, not theory. Example: the research relies on empirical evidence. Qualitative. Relating to descriptive, non-numerical data. Example: the study used qualitative methods like interviews. Quantitative. Relating to numerical or measurable data. Example: quantitative data showed a 20% increase in sales. Generalize. To apply specific findings to a broader context. Example: you cannot generalize from such a small sample. Ethics. Moral principles guiding research or behavior. Example: the study followed strict ethics guidelines. Plagiarism. Using someone else's work without credit. Example: avoid plagiarism by citing all sources properly. Abstract. A brief summary of a research paper or article. Example: write an abstract summarizing your study's findings. Peer review. Evaluation of work by experts in the same field. Example: the article passed peer review before publication.